The next day, back at the mansion, Chihuahua greets Vakir good morning, but was shocked to see blood and dead bodies in the room. The MC wakes up rubbing his eyes and saying good morning to Chihuahua. Chihuahua asks him what was with the bodies and blood. The MC tells him that he killed them in his sleep. They continue the talk as Chihuahua asks the MC what his childhood was like. But the MC tells him that a lot of inconveniences were happening in his way lately. There were poison arrows, poison drinks, acid snipers, arson, getting run over by a cart, and many more. The MC wonders if this meant he was getting more attention, as Chihuahua calls him insane, but it was thanks to his 3 skills that he was able to survive all these attacks, and thanks to the river of sticks and tough life enhancing his body, graduator class assassin couldn't pierce his skin. The MC thinks of all this as annoying and wants to look into it. Chihuahua tells him it was a wise decision. A carriage carrying the Baskerville flag appeared in front of them. The MC recognizes them were set by the main family. The carriage door opens, and a pair of feet appears. Chihuahua is shocked to see who came out as a whitehead appears. It was Barrymore, the butler, he greets. The MC saying it has been a long time. The cure tells Barrymore that he looks better now. They continue to talk as Chihuahua looks at Barrymore in disbelief. Barrymore was famous as being able to survive in the main family as a single mistake could cost him his life, and that he was the head butler for 4 generations. Chihuahua was happy to see the role model of servants in front of him. The MC asks Barrymore if the reason he came was for that. Barrymore agrees, saying that Hugo was happy with his results and wants him back at the main residence. The MC thinks of Hugo. Not believing that his face meant being happy, Hugo is seen reading about the MC in the paper and that he had achieved first place as the most beloved figure of Underdog City. He reads a quote out loud to the MC that states the Baskervilles are only good at using weapons and not their brains, but with the cure's achievements they could get rid of that image. Hugo praises the MC, but Vakir tells him he was doing what he was supposed to. Still thinking if Hugo's face is his actually happy face, Hugo then tells him that one must reward and punish according to the situation. He informs the MC that he was the one to go to the academy this year as the MC expected. The best academy, Colosseo, was where the Empire's elites gathered. It was the perfect opportunity for Vakir to grow stronger without Hugo's attention. Hugo asks the MC if you wanted any other siblings to go to the attend with him. The MC tells him that he was close to the triplets, but was actually thinking of using them as sandbags. Hugo tells him he would send them with him and asks if he remembers the plan he thought of when he was 8 years old. The MC remembers the plan regarding the ruby mines with the Moore clan. To use them to get rid of the barbarians. Hugo smiles, telling him that the plan had worked. The MC asks what he meant by that, and Hugo explained, saying that the morgue suggested a joint raid, and were humble about it, and Vakir should inspect the territory before going GTO at the academy, and if the laws he had altered were being upheld, the MC bows down and tells Hugo he will follow his orders. Back at Underdog City, Chihuahua waves a cloth in the air, calling out to the MC. He tells him to take care, and that he will do his best with all the work in the meantime. The MC turns back in silence. Thinking that he will soon part ways with Chihuahua as he continues the march, the MC speaks out loud, telling someone to show himself. A group of hooded figures appear suddenly behind the cure's convoy. One appears beside him, as the MC apologies to the hooded figure for making him wait. The man was Staffordshire Baskerville. He tells Vakira was okay, and that their job was to escort him safely. The MC asks him if Uncle Boston Terrier was doing well, and Staffordshire tells him that he wanted the MC to join the pit bulls after the slave auctions. The MC thinks of his uncle as someone who makes him uncomfortable. They soon reach a mountain. Looking at the mountain, they wonder if this was the region they led to the Morgue clan. The MC looks around, noticing that nobody was breaking the loss. Staffordshire tells the MC that a team was sent to inspect before, but Vakir knew that they were really meant to get rid of the barbarians. He informs the MC that the Moore clan had formed a huge group showing that they were serious. On the other hand, the Baskervilles had only sent a small group with the MC, but the MC thinks it was a good idea by Hugo to see the barbarian lifestyle. A fortress is seen deep in the mountain. Skeletons were seen with spikes coming out of it. The MC sees it as a mage's warning to the barbarians, a very scary message. The ACT reminds the MC of the little girl from the Morgue's clan. Three figures stand on top of the fortress. They shout, "Who goes there?" catching the attention of the MC Stafford. They were girl triplets, who tells them that no one can pass without their permission. The MC knew who they were. They were the Morgue clan, Three Flowers. Each one of them were insane. Combined together, their insanity could reach the heavens. The MC tells them that they were the envoy teen from Baskerville. He explains to them that they came to inspect the area and to open the gates. But they wave him off, saying they had to report to the person in charge and that a reply will come tomorrow. The MC asks them what rights they had to stop him from entering the land he owns. But the triplets looked down on him, asking if he was looking down on them because they were paying rent. The triplets asks the MC if he knew about the tenant's law, which was his family's law, causing the MC to have a headache. Red aura glows from his hands as Stafford notices. The MC tells them that he made changes to that law so that he could chase tenants he didn't like. "I'll say for the last time," the MC said, as the triplets begin to look nervous. "Open the gates." The MC said were intense pressure as he stares at them with murder in his eyes. The triplets all cower and fear from his words alone. One of them grits her teeth, casting a spell, saying they heard a psycho kid took charge of Underdog City, unleashing the spell towards the MC, saying they had dealt with such kids before. The spell lands near Vakir, scaring his horse. The triplets yell at the MC for being a stupid swordsman, and that he can't enter the Morgue's land without permission. Pissing the MC off even more, Stafford reaches for his sword, telling Vakir he thinks that this can't be resolved with words. The MC agrees with him, but three hooded figures from the back shouted back, saying what absurdity coming from girl who don't even know their place. This alarmed the MC. He turns around, recognizing a voice's sweat drips down his face. The girl shouted them, saying they were mere underlings, and if they think their ranks were higher than theirs. The three hooded figures jump in front of the MC, saying, "Not us." They removed their hoods, revealing themselves as the triplets of the Baskerville family. With the same names as the girls, point to the MC as the symbol of the Baskerville family. They look at the MC winking and showing thumbs up, telling him to leave the girls to them. The MC gave them a certain look like what the actual F is going on here. The MC found himself puzzled, questioning the identity and intentions of the individual standing before him. Their peculiar behavior left him bewildered and curious, seeking to understand the situation at hand. Highborough glanced back at the MC, expressing his gratitude for recommending them to the academy. He signaled to Vakir that he should leave this situation in their capable hands, implying that they were capable of handling it themselves. As the curious thought raced, he started piecing together the puzzle before him. It became clear that the group's actions were driven by their affiliation with the academy. However, the MC couldn't help but see them as mere sandbags, lacking independent judgment, but able to effectively carry out orders, aware of the triplets' future as skilled warriors. The MC believed that with his training they could become valuable assets. With a smile, he expressed his intention to trust the triplets, affectionately referring to them as his older brothers. Upon receiving the Vakir affirmation, the Baskerville triplets displayed signs of joy and satisfaction, pleased to have earned Baker's trust. Morgue's Three Flowers, who had observed this exchange, expressed disdain for the close bond among the Baskerville triplets, labeling them as ignorant fools who relied solely on each other. Unfazed by the taunts, the Baskerville triplets responded defiantly, raising their middle fingers in a cheeky manner, asserting that it was Morgue's Three Flowers who were the true fools. The tension escalated as Morgue's Three Flowers, fueled by anger, vowed to discipline the Baskerville triplets for their insolence. The MC thought shifted as he recalled his past knowledge. Before his regression, he had known the Morgue triplets as powerful mages with water, earth, and nature attributes. The combined magic abilities exponentially enhanced the effects of their spells, earning them the title of the Morgue's Three Flowers. As the Morgue Three Flowers merged their magical abilities, a colossal vine made of soil and plants emerged, creating a formidable barrier. Isis, positioned atop the wall, burst into laughter, mocking the Baskerville triplets with her taunts. Middleborough and Lowborough turned to their adversary, questioning if they could overcome the obstacle. Undeterred Highborough, ready to sword, dismissing the plant barrier as insignificant. With precision and skill, Highborough executed the Baskerville first technique, effortlessly slicing through the massive vines. Staffordshire marveled at his flawless execution, however. Before Hybero could fully recover, he sensed an incoming attack. He managed to block a whip-like strike from the vines with his sword. Though the force pushed him backward, Middleborough and Lowborough called out in worry as they witnessed Hyber predicament. Losis wore a smug expression, mocking the Baskerville triplets and asserting that their swords were incapable of reaching them. The Baskerville triplets responded with intense anger, their expressions resembling hounds ready to hunt their prey. Staffordshire turned to the MC, asking if he found the situation enjoyable. Perplexed, the MC questioned what Staffordshire was referring to. Staffordshire explained the ongoing clash between magic and swordsmanship, highlighting the long-standing debate about which was stronger. Magic used surrounding mana to amplify and reproduce elemental powers, while swordsmanship channeled the user's energy and mana for explosive and enduring strength. Staffordshire found pleasure in observing the potential and talents of the clans of mages and swordsmen who would shape the future. The MC acknowledged his involvement, stating that a feud from that perspective. He was indeed part of the ongoing conflict. Staffordshire commented that the MC had already surpassed others his age in terms of skill. The MC, uninterested in the ongoing fight, expressed his frustration and wished for all of them to perish. He considered it a waste of time, as he had important tasks to attend to, having recently found a supervisor burden with a significant workload. Suddenly a figure arrived at the scene, casting a fiery spell and angrily questioning what they were doing in front of their territory. Hybero took the opportunity to attack Isis, believing he had the upper hand. However, the situation quickly changed as they noticed the massive fire approaching them. The unexpected turn of events left them taken aback and shocked. A tremendous explosion of fire engulfed the area, causing tension in Staffordshire but eliciting a smile from the MC who wondered if everyone had perished. To Vakir's annoyance, he realized that the Baskerville triplets had survived the attack. He looked at them with a displeased expression, making a disapproving sound. Hybero, in a state of shock, questioned a sudden appearance of fire magic. Middleborough shouted at the figures behind the smoke wall, expressing frustration at the near-death experience they had just encountered. Behind the dissipating smoke, the three flowers of the Moore clan were in tears. Still shaken from the near-death experience, expressed their relief that having survived and acknowledging that if they had dodged the attack even slightly late they might die. Scared and seeking comfort, voiced her fears to her older sisters. The person responsible for the powerful fire spell questioned the situation and asked what was going on here. The MC looked up at the figure who had unleashed the attack. It was Camus Morgue, standing atop the castle gate wall, flames still burning in her hands. Camus looked down and declared her inability to forgive anyone who caused trouble with intermanaged territory. As she landed in front of Morgue's three flowers, Middle Sis tried to explain that their intention was to stop the invader, while Losis added that the fight had been initiated by the other party. Camus cast a cold gaze upon them and questioned their informal way of addressing her as Camus, emphasizing her position as the vice-head of the fortress. Middle Sis couldn't help but shudder in fear, denying any disrespect and quickly correcting herself. Addressing Camus with the appropriate honorific, Camus then pointed toward the treetops where dead skeletons hung, warning them to be cautious if they wished to avoid a similar fate. Middle Sis let out a frightened cry and apologized for their actions. Camus noticed the MC, and her eyes widened in shock. She approached him and remarked that it had been a long time since they had seen each other, recalling that it had been 7 years. The MC smiled and acknowledged that it had indeed been a while, greeting hers Camel Morgue. The MC couldn't help but wonder if Camus' more mature appearance was the reason for her increased attractiveness. He mused about the beauty of Camel Morgue, who had captivated the heart of many men in high society. In his previous life, there had been scandals and rumors surrounding her. As she allured even married men, however, he found it strange that there were no such rumors in this lifetime. Nevertheless, he brushed off those thoughts. The MC straightforwardly requested Camus to open the door, stating that words wouldn't work on the triplets. Camus was taken aback by his blunt words. She looked angry and questioned if that was all he had to say after such a long time. The MC gazed at her with curiosity and inquired about what he should say instead. Camus' anger flared, and she exclaimed in frustration. Staffordshire observed Camus' escalating anger and wondered if the next fight would be between the superstars of the two clans. Camus pointed her finger at the MC, her eyes filled with angry tears, and declared that he scored 0 point. She accused him of having a disrespectful attitude toward his future wife, giving him a score of 0 out of 100. She left them in shock and confused. All looked at Camel Morgue with the same question in their minds, whose wife, while her face blushing,